Every violent moment in the wild looks sudden, but it never truly is. Long before the charge, before claws or horns move, something small is already fired inside the brain. A pulse of electricity in the amygdala, the region that detects threat faster than thought. It's the first domino in a chain that's kept life alive for hundreds of millions of years. The amygdala sends its alarm to the rest of the body. The sympathetic nervous system takes command. Adrenaline surges into the bloodstream, preparing muscles for power. Cortisol heightens focus and suppresses pain. Norepinephrine sharpens perception until every movement, every sound becomes a potential danger. In less than a second, digestion stops, the heart races, and oxygen floods the lungs. It doesn't feel like thought because it isn't. This is survival running on instinct, not intention. What we see as rage is actually calculation, biology choosing motion over analysis. This reaction has a name, the fight-or-flight response, but the label hides its complexity. Some animals freeze, others flee, others fight. The brain runs these options like a flowchart, choosing whichever offers the best chance to stay alive. In a herd, that impulse spreads instantly. One startled heartbeat triggers hundreds. Fear becomes synchronized movement, a stampede powered by shared survival. For a predator, fear takes a different shape. Retreat isn't possible, so the system flips the equation. Strike first and control the fear before it controls you. Two opposite reactions, one identical mechanism. The architecture of that mechanism hasn't changed in over 200 million years. Reptiles, birds, and mammals all share it. Even a crocodile and a human process threat through the same structure. That's the wild's quiet miracle. Continuity. Generation after generation, species after species. The same blueprint passed down and polished by time. It's why a bird flinches before a storm. Why a horse kicks before it knows what it's kicking at. Why a mother bull will charge before she checks whether the danger is real. The system doesn't care about accuracy. It cares about survival. Evolution never built it to be perfect, only fast. Because out there, fast outlives flawless. The amygdala can't reason, it can only predict. And predictions made in milliseconds are bound to be wrong sometimes. A shadow mistaken for a predator, a branch swaying like a rival's tail, a flash of light that feels like a strike. One misread signal, and peace becomes panic. The system would rather waste energy on a false alarm than risk missing the real one. From evolution's point of view, panic is cheaper than death. And that's where the beauty and brutality of life meet. Inside that single reflex. Because when it works, it saves. When it misfires, it kills. It's the same pulse that makes a herd run before the lion moves. The same rush that makes a lion pounce before its hunger even hurts. Two sides of one equation. Prey and predator powered by the same current. Fear drives one to flee, and the same fear, inverted, drives the other to fight. They're not opposites. They're partners in survival, locked in a loop that's been spinning since the first heartbeat learned what danger was. Hormones rewrite the rhythm of that loop. During mating season, testosterone sharpens reaction and shortens temper. The smallest challenge becomes war. In mothers, oxytocin turns tenderness into armor, love bending into defense. What looks like rage in the eyes of an animal is often chemistry doing its work. Fear and love aren't enemies, they're neighbors, sharing the same circuitry. The same hormones that make a creature protect also make it attack. There's no morality in it, no cruelty, only the will to keep something alive. And humans, for all our intellect, still carry this same design. When a loud sound makes you jump, when your heart outruns your thoughts, that's the same ancient pulse echoing inside you. The amygdala acts first, the prefrontal cortex catches up later, trying to make sense of what the body already decided. We call it instinct. Nature calls it continuity. Civilization is just the newest skin stretched over an ancient reflex. When fear overrides logic, we don't become animals. We just remember that we've always been one. Scientists who study animal behavior call it the landscape of fear, an invisible topography carved by caution and memory. Prey avoid valleys where predators wait. Predators patrol the edges, drawn by movement and silence alike. Even the shape of forests, the path of rivers, the spread of grass, all of it is sculpted quietly by what fear allows and forbids. Remove it, and the balance shatters. Too little fear, and prey overrun the land. Too much, and they starve in safety. Nature survives by trembling between those extremes. Fear steady enough to protect, but never so heavy that it stops the heart from beating. But that same old system, flawless in the wild, stumbles in the world we've built. Cars, cameras, noise, bright lights, they trigger a reflex written for forests and savannas, not concrete and steel. So when an animal charges a tourist or attacks a passing truck, what we call an unprovoked attack is often a misread signal. A reflection mistaken for a threat, a gesture confused with aggression, or just a nervous system pushed past what it can handle. Every moment of violence caught on camera is the surface flash of something ancient. A spark traveling the same path it's always taken. Perception, evaluation, explosion. It's not madness. It's the oldest order, still functioning perfectly in a world that no longer understands it. And maybe that's the part we forget. Fear isn't the enemy. It's the thread that ties everything living together. From crocodiles to us, every heartbeat runs on that same signal, the pulse that turns hesitation into motion, that trades certainty for survival. Behind every wild scream, every hoofbeat, every sudden strike, there's a quiet truth repeating itself. Life is still listening for danger. And when instinct overrides logic, it isn't chaos breaking through, it's nature remembering how it learned to live.